Good evening and thanks so much for joining us this Wednesday for this coronavirus headquarters update. I'm Martha Koloski. La Crosse County did experience its single biggest one-day jump in COVID-19 cases today. This afternoon, the county health department reported 15 new cases. That is the highest number reported in one day since the pandemic began. Now, some of those results are from the public testing event that took place at Western Technical College on Monday. And in the last 7 days, there have been 35 new cases. 2 people have been hospitalized, but so far there have not been any deaths in the county during the pandemic. Health officials say it is expected that cases will only continue to increase. They say on average there are about 7 to 10 contacts per case, which is why they say it is important to continue aggressively fighting the virus or history could repeat itself.
This virus has the ability to shut businesses down on its own because people are sick and cannot work and are then spreading it to others. So we know that that's going to happen if we don't take the precautions that we need to.
The health department is asking people to get back into the habit of wearing their face masks and also continue to socially distance. You can also help prevent the spread by only leaving your home for those essential trips. And here's a snapshot of the number of new COVID-19 cases reported over the past month by the La Crosse County Health Department. On May 10th, there were 3 new confirmed cases, and the number stayed pretty steady between 0 and 3 until June 2nd, when cases started to trend upward. There were 6 new confirmed cases on the 2nd, then June 9th, there were 7 new cases, and again today's 15 new cases. And planning continues for the fall semester at La Crosse's 3 colleges as they try to navigate COVID-19. In a joint statement, leaders for UW-La Crosse, Viterbo, and Western Technical College announced each school would have a specialized plan. So students should expect a much different experience than before the pandemic.
The 6-foot distancing, spreading those things out in our classrooms, removing chairs. Something that's in flux is the 10 or less. Because the new guidelines would say 15 or less, but we haven't made a change away from 10. But that might provide more opportunity for more students to be served.
Stanford also says that hybrid classes that blend online and face-to-face will be common in the fall semester. And budget cuts are causing major changes for the La Crosse Public Library. It is permanently laying off 15 staff members. An additional 3 open positions will remain unfilled, and remaining staff will have long-term and also intermittent furloughs. The cuts come after the city cut $525,000 from the library's budget because of the pandemic. Library leadership is developing a plan, though, to move forward. Help is on the way for nonprofit organizations struggling to stay afloat due to COVID-19. The La Crosse Community Foundation announced the next phase of COVID-19 relief grants. In this phase, they will be donating up to $472,000 in grants to nonprofits up to the end of the year. They also have potentially more than $250,000 in aid from donor funds. And normally the foundation uses these funds to help nonprofits launch new programs to find new ways to be effective in the area. But this year they're focusing on surviving.
But our mission and our purpose is really to be responsive to the needs of our community. And really there is no greater need right now for our target audience, nonprofits, than helping them recover lost revenue.
So the first deadline for nonprofits to apply for a grant online is July 15th. La Crosse County did experience, as we said earlier, its single one-day biggest jump in COVID-19 cases today. 15 new cases are reported now for the county just today, and that follows testing efforts in the county earlier this week. So new cases are also being reported in Eau Claire, Jackson, Monroe, Trempealeau, and Vernon counties. In Wisconsin overall, nearly 21,600 people have tested positive for COVID-19, 671 people have died, and nearly 15,000 people have recovered. And in Minnesota, just over 28,800 people have tested positive, a little more than 1,200 have died, 24,675 people have recovered from the virus. For Iowa, over 22,600 have tested positive, 631 people have died from the virus, and at least 13,739 people have recovered. Thanks so much for joining us for this coronavirus update. We also hope you can join us tonight at 10.